So when you skip forward to GPT-3, then GPT-4, GPT-4, 20,000 A100 GPUs, unprecedented run, right? In terms of the size and the cost, right? A couple $100 million on a YOLO, right? A YOLO run for GPT-4, and it yielded, this magical improvement that was like perfectly in line with what was experimented and just like a log scale, right?
Oh yeah,
The
they have
scaling
that
laws,
plot from the paper.
the scaling,
The technical report.
the scaling laws were perfect, right? But that's not a crazy number, right? 20,000 A100s, roughly each GPU is consuming 400 watts. And then when you add in the whole server, right, everything, it's like 15 to 20 megawatts of power, right? Maybe you could look up what the power of consumption of a person is because the numbers are going to get silly. But like that 15 to 20 megawatts was standard data center size. It was just unprecedented. That was all GPUs running one
How many
task.
watts was a toaster?
Yeah, a toaster is like
It's a good
also
example.
a similar power consumption to an A100, right? H100 comes around, they increase the power from like 400 to 700 watts, and that's just per GPU, and then there's all the associated stuff around it. So once you count all that, it's roughly like 1200 to 1400 watts for everything: networking, CPUs, memory, blah blah blah.
So we should also say, so what's required? You said power, so a lot of power is required. A lot of heat is generated, so cooling is required. And because there's a lot of GPUs that have to be, or CPUs or whatever, they have to be connected. So there's a lot of networking.
Yeah,
Right.
so I think, sorry for skipping past that. And then the data center itself is like complicated, right? But these are still standardized data centers for GPT-4 scale, right? Now we step forward to sort of what is the scale of clusters that people have built last year, right? And it ranges widely, right? It ranges from like, hey, these are standard data centers and we're just using multiple of them and connecting them together really with a ton of fiber between them, a lot of networking, et cetera. That's what OpenAI and Microsoft did in Arizona, right? And so they have 100,000 GPUs, right? Meta, similar thing. They took their standard existing data center design, and it looks like an H, and they connected multiple of them together. They first did 16,000 GPUs, 24,000 GPUs total. Only 16,000 of them were running on the training run because GPUs are very unreliable, so they need to have spares to like swap in and out. All the way to like now 100,000 GPUs that they're training on Llama 4 on currently, right? Like 128,000 or so, right? This is, think about 100,000 GPUs with roughly 1,400 watts a piece. That's 140 megawatts, 150 megawatts, right? For 128,000, right?